Hey guys, it's Greg Alexander again, and today I wanted to take the mystery out of how to select an action for your bait casting gear. So basically, if you're a bass fisherman, there's probably about 4 weights of rod that you would use on a regular basis. You'll have medium, or what we call moderate action. You'll have medium fast. You'll have heavy fast, and you'll have heavy. So let's take a look at these 4 rods. So what I've done here is I've laid these 4 different rods in my floor in the house, and I've tied a lure to the line, and I've turned the handle about 1.5 cranks on each one. And we'll take a look here. This is the heavy action rod. I don't know if you can see the fishing line or not, but that's about 3 inches. And this is the heavy fast rod. That's about 4.5 inches. This is the medium heavy fast rod, and that's like 6 inches. And then we have the moderate rod, which is about almost 11 inches. So that's the difference in the bend in each of these rods. So why would you use which of those 4 rods in which situation? Well, let's start with the moderate or the medium action rod. The moderate or medium action rod is something you're going to want to throw with a lighter lure or with mostly crankbaiting, rattle trap, anything, treble hook type of thing, lighter top water, poppers, things like that. That would be the type of rod that you would want to throw. You know, different lengths. Obviously, some of the moderate rods have, you know, slightly lighter action than other. And you can read at the base of the rod, you can read at the base of the rod, you know, what line and lure weight it's designed for. You know, all moderate rods won't handle all situations. You know, some, you know, like these big crankbaits like 6XDs and what, you may throw on a moderate rod, but it would be a heavy or weighted moderate rod. A lot of times there's bigger crankbaits you would throw on a medium heavy rod. So that's the moderate rod. Then you would have probably the most all around for most situation type rod in bass fishing would be a medium heavy fast rod. Why do I say that? Because most everything that you can throw bass fishing, you can throw on a medium heavy, moderate, or medium heavy fast rod, with the exception of small light baits. You know, most worms, jigs, spinnerbaits, chatterbaits, and even topwater you can throw on a medium heavy fast rod. And what is fast? I mean, a lot of people hear the word fast, and I know some of you understand it, but a lot of you probably don't know what fast means. Fast just means that it has a lot of backbone, but a reasonably limber tip so that you can cast lighter lures. If you didn't have that limber tip and you try to cast a little 1/4 ounce lure, it's not going to cast very well. You'd have to like really put all your power into it to get it to do anything. But that fast little limber tip, you know, basically acts like a catapult and flicks that lure for you. So, but you still have the backbone beneath that tip to fight the fish, because as soon as that tip comes up tight, see, then you're all backbone. So, and then the next rod weight action rod would be a heavy fast. What would be the difference between a medium heavy fast and heavy fast? Well, exactly what it says. Medium heavy does more medium weight lures. The heavy would do heavier weight lures. Say you're skipping a 3/4 ounce jig or throwing a 3/4 ounce jig with a big chunk on it, and that medium heavy rod just is a little bit too limber on the end to give you the control in your casting that you would need with the heavier lure. So a lot of people will skip docks, jigs, and chatterbaits, you know, under docks and overhanging brush and branches and things like that with a heavy, fast rod, whereas they wouldn't skip something, you know, lighter like a tube or a Senko, unweighted Senko on the heavy fast, because the rod would just be a little bit too much for it. And again, you can read, you know, the suggested line and suggested lure weight on these rods to help you get into the range that you need to be in order to fish lures properly. And if you don't, you know, if you try to fish the wrong weight lure on the wrong rod, it's just going to cause you trouble. It's just going to be more difficult to fish. It's just going to be more wear and tear on your shoulder, your elbow, your arm. You're going to lose more fish. So that's very important that you do the, you know, that you match that weight of lure and line to the rod that you're using. And then the final one that we're spotlighting today would just be a heavy action rod, which was the last one on there, you know, had the least amount of bend. It just has like just a slight bend to it. Doesn't really have a fast tip, you know, a fast tip on it. And that particular rod would be used in today's bass fishing world for big swim baits, big top waters, things that carry a lot of weight, punching grass with 1 ounce or 2 ounce weight and braid, you know, in heavy cover, things that just your lighter rods just can't handle at all. So it'd be like, you know, it'd be like trying to throw, if you had an anchor on your boat, you know, and you tie it onto a bungee cord and you try to throw, it's just going to be a mess, you know, trying to get the thing overboard. And when you pick, it's just going to be a mess because that bungee cord doesn't have the design or the power to handle that heavy weight. And so a heavy action rod is going to be for your bigger, heavier, 1 ounce plus type lures. Can you throw them on lighter? You can, but you'll see that it's just going to cause you a lot of problems. So there are the 4 weights of rod and actions of rod that you would most commonly use in bass fishing. You know, then there's a whole different grade of ultralights and lightweight rods for, you know, smaller type lures and more action and, you know, just, you know, fun fishing for the kids and things like that. But that's not what we're talking about today. So I hope that helps you to understand these rods. I'm going to do a video upcoming here soon on, you know, the different type of reels that you can pair with these rods to be most effective. So stay tuned for that. Again, if you like my videos and my content, want to follow me on a regular basis, please hit the like and subscribe button. It'll be appreciated. It'll help me. It'll help you. And have a blessed day.